Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of 1990's Represent. We're wrapping up our sixth cycle of 1995 with a video game, an arcade game to be specific. And in this episode, we're talking about WrestleMania, the arcade game. So, a pretty fun arcade game. I only maybe played it like once or twice in the actual arcades. I think I maybe rented it for at one point rented it for Super Nintendo maybe. I remember renting it at some point. And there was also a couple other WWF games on the Super Nintendo at the time that were also pretty fun. But yeah, basically this plays kind of like, it's developed by Midway. So it plays a little bit like Mortal Kombat. I think it pretty much has an exact, almost controller style or control scheme as Mortal Kombat, because you have like a block button, and then you basically have two punch buttons and two kick buttons. It plays also a little bit like NBA Jam, because like if you like punch like your opponents, they go flying, stuff like that. So kind of like the physics defying kind of like dunks from NBA Jam. But I have some notes here about it, and then we'll get to our gameplay like we always do. Let me actually just get my notes here. All right, there we go. So I don't have an exact release date for this. The only release date I can find was the release, I think it was like sometime in October of 1995, but that was for the PlayStation port. So I kind of want to say I remember seeing this in arcades maybe in the spring of 95 maybe a little bit earlier, because by the fall, the home console ports were already coming out. So no exact release date for it. It got ported to a bunch of different systems. So it got ported to the Super Nintendo, got reported to the Sega Genesis as well as the 32X, the PlayStation, the Saturn, and then it was on PC as well. It was developed and published by Midway, and like I said earlier, basically plays a lot like Mortal Kombat or NBA Jam. Like I said, basically the exact same kind of control setup as Mortal Kombat. You have various moves you can do with each of the wrestlers. Like I know there's one where the Undertaker like shoots like smoke at you. It's very, very cartoony, like not realistic at all. But yeah, you have basically like just like, I remember there was like one Undertaker move where he like basically just like punches you into the air and you go like 50 feet in the air. That kind of stuff. So it's still a lot of fun, but it is very, very arcadey. Let's see here. In-game commentary is provided by Vince McMahon and Jerry the King Lawler. Let's see here. There was a home version sequel to this, I believe, from Acclaim, who was handling the kind of the ports and the home versions of these games, and that was WWF In Your House, which came out on the PlayStation, the Saturn, as well as PC. There's two main game modes in this, which is there's Intercontinental Championship mode and then WWF Championship mode. Main differences between the two of them is going to be mostly its difficulty. So Intercontinental Championship is a little bit easier. I believe it also has less matches that you have to play in. And then WWF Championship mode is harder, has more matches that you need to play. More handicap matches and things like that. I still think you had to do some handicap matches in the Intercontinental mode, but there's definitely, you have to basically win a lot more matches in the WWF Championship mode compared to the Intercontinental mode. I have a quote here from one of the developers, Mark Trammell. Let me actually just bring that up. Basically, he said it took him a long time to get, basically, like he was the one that worked mostly on the game. And the quote is, he is quoted as saying, quote, "I work 16 hours a day, 7 days a week, for 6 months to get WWF WrestleMania out. People play the game all day in my office and give me feedback. Plus, artists are always coming up with new ideas for me and my partner, Sal DeVita." There's also talk, I believe Roger Sharp talking about Atom Bomb being in the game. I think that was, let me actually just double check on, was it Brian Clark, but I think he went by like Wrath and stuff like that in WCW. Apparently he was in the game, but it was a hidden character, and it wasn't completely, they didn't finish completely developing or programming that character into the game. And speaking of characters or wrestlers, I think there's 8 wrestlers in this game. Maybe I have to just pull up the roster. Yeah, so there's 8 wrestlers total. And those wrestlers include Bam Bam Bigelow, Bret Hart, Doink the Clown, Lex Luger, Razor Ramon, Shawn Michaels, Undertaker, and Yokozuna. This is kind of like a couple years before the Attitude Era hit. I forget what they called this era. It was like the New Generation or something like that. So it was like a year later, I think, is when Shawn Michaels won his WWF Championship against Bret Hart in that classic Iron Man match. I think that was like WrestleMania 12, I think. I think the WrestleMania that would have come out when this was coming out was the one where Bam Bam Bigelow was wrestling Lawrence Taylor of the New York Giants. So, and also funny thing is, like, right after this game came out, or not right after, but within a year of this coming out, Lex Luger was already in WCW. Like about a year, so Lex Luger showed up in '95 in WCW, and then Scott Hall, Razor Ramon showed up in like the spring of '96 with Kevin Nash. So Kevin Nash isn't in this game. And then I think, like a year after that, '97 is when Bret Hart left. Bam Bam Bigelow also made it to WCW at some point as well. So that is the roster. And the arcade version has some pretty decent reviews. The home console version a little bit less so. But the Super Nintendo version, I think, actually reviewed, from what I remember looking at, reviewed the worst out of the ports, while the Genesis one actually reviewed a little bit better. But we're just looking at the arcade one here. So the reviews on the arcade game for their arcade game are All Game has it at a 4 out of 5. Looks like Game Pro gave it a 19.5 out of 20, so that's pretty good. And then Next Generation had it at a 3 out of 5. So so like not terrible, but then like obviously the PlayStation port was actually decent as well. Same with the Genesis. I think the Super Nintendo version was the only one that kind of did not review all that well. All right, let me put the notes away. So that is going to do it for this part of the video. We're now going to just jump into our WrestleMania, the arcade game gameplay. It's been a long time since I played the game, so I don't really remember much of the moves or anything like that. But basically, you can button mash and have fun with it. So that's probably what we're going to do, and we'll be right back with that. All right, and we are now in WrestleMania here. Let's go ahead and add some quarters to the game. So here we have our wrestlers. We have Doink, we have Razor Ramon, Yokozuna, Undertaker, Shawn Michaels, Bam Bam Bigelow, Lex Luger, and Bret Hart. I think we're going to go with Razor Ramon here. And we'll do Intercontinental. There's Vince McMahon on commentary there. So you have silliness like Razor Ramon's arm becoming a razor, things like that. Like I said, very arcadey. And basically, I think when you deplete your opponent's energy bar, is then you can then pin them. Let me see if I can figure out any of the actual moves here. There's one of those high uppercuts. Oh, he got the second wind. I guess you can recover that way, get that. All right, there we go. All right, next match. So Doink's hands get huge, like I was mentioning earlier. Very silly stuff. He's got the electric hand buzzer. There we go. Finally, some kind of actual slam. All right, there's the pin. Oh, Doink's going for the pin, and he's got a pin now as well. So we're third round here. Like most fighting games, it's 2 out of 3 usually. He's got that 5-hit combo. And I am about to lose this match. I think I'm going to get pinned. All right, let's try a different wrestler. Let's go with the Undertaker. Got that weird phantom choke kind of thing going. So there's whatever that move is. Oh man, all right. Yeah, it looks like Bret Hart's gonna. Can I get up? I got the second wind. All right. All right, still in it. Oh, Bret Hart got his second wind as well. All right, got it. Yokozuna's got the classic like chalk that he would blind people with. Oh, out of the ring? All right. I wonder if you could win outside the ring, like a falls count anywhere kind of thing. No, I guess you can. All right. All right, we got Undertaker versus Undertaker. So we got gray versus purple. All right. I blocked that. Oh, he's got the tombstone. Very nice. All right. I think I won both, but yeah, I think this is like one where you gotta win. You gotta win 3. No, throw it out of the ring again. All right, yeah. So I think these are now. You got to win. They're what? 3 out of 4? I don't know exactly. No. All right, let's just button mash and find which combos we can do. Oh, yeah. All right, Doink's got that one. All right, Doink won as well. All right, let's continue. Let's go here with, yeah, let's do Shawn Michaels now. Oh, come on. Oh man, I just got annihilated there. All right, there we go. Lost again. Right, let's try again. Who is we gonna try? Let's do Bret Hart. Oh my god, Doink is difficult. I don't know what's going on here. God, like sometimes it feels very cheap when they just get these combos that you cannot seem to get out of. All right. Let's do Bam Bam Bigelow. Love that his suit looks like it's on fire, and also the flaming headbutt is kind of cool. Man, all right. It just seems like my attacks don't really do that much damage. Obviously, I don't have a move list, so I'm not really sure what moves to do here. Just kind of button mashing, but... Oh, man. Yep, no second wind. Alright. Let's move into Lex Luger here. Love that the arms become basically metal because of the bionic bionic elbow, I think. One of the Luger's moves. Oh, shocking. All right. Alright. Have I tried everybody here? We haven't played as Doink. Yokozuna. Alright, finally got a win over Doink. Let's do that again. Because this one I still think I got to win 3. Go, hit with the hand buzzer. Alright, he's got to win, so we're tied up. Oh, but he got the second win. There we go. All right, finally. All right, now we're into the handicap matches. So we got Bam Bam, Bigelow, and Luger. And they got that win there. Alright, last person to play as. We're going to try Doink, and then I think we'll probably be done after that. So now we got, Bam Bam and Brett. Alright. No, and there we go. Alright, let's let the clock expire there. Alright, and that has been WWF The Arcade Game. Kind of just a silly, fun fighter, basically. I'm not particularly great at it. I don't remember any of the actual like special moves. Like with Mortal Kombat, there's a few that like back, low punch with Scorpion for the harpoon, get over here, and then like a few fatalities that I remember, but this one's still quite fun. But that is going to do it for this video. We'll be back in a few days, jumping back into 1996, and then we'll be doing again an album, a movie, and the video game from 96 before jumping back into 97, 98, 99, and starting over again. But that's going to do it for now. So remember to like, comment, share, and subscribe. We'll see you again next time. Thanks again for watching. Take care and have a good one. See ya.